Welcome, cadets. If you're new here, it's time for something we like to call firearm training. Yes, it's time once again for you to find out whether or not you have what it takes to be in the Now York Police Department. In a moment, you're going to be faced with a scenario. And in that scenario, there will be one person who is a legitimate threat and one who is a decoy, an innocent bystander who is there to trick you. We're going to start you off easy. Also, they discontinued click maps sometime between the last time we did this show and now. So we're going to do a poll. It's going to be a poll. So usually this is the part where I say click on your screen. You can't do that. I mean, I guess you can still click on your screen if you want.
Yeah, click on it.
You're welcome. Actually, yeah, still click on your screen. You're not going to see anything, but still click on your screen. But also don't forget to vote. So we're going to see how this works. Anyway, we're going to start you off easy. This was actually a scenario that was designed for 5th graders at a sort of like job fair where it's like, you know, do we want to get kids to join the police? So this you're going to notice that some of the dialogue in this scenario seems like it's aimed for children. That's because it's just to get you warmed up. Okay, here we go. Once again, do not click on the target.
I'm your dad. Oops, looks like I've been drinking a little too much again.
Hey.
Oh, oopsies.
Hi, it's me, Big Wayne, Lil Wayne's older stepbrother. But I'm not called Big Wayne because I'm older.
Listen, you're old enough to drive me to the hospital. Just drive your little pops to the hospital. Come on. Drank a little too much bottle popping out of me like alien out of my stomach here. Just take me to the hospital or shoot me.
Life is like a fucking roller coaster, then it drops. But what should I scream for? This is my theme park.
What?
I know when the hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. Turns out I only know one Lil Wayne song. We're not close.
Good job, son.
Great work, cadets. You'll notice one of those people had an exposed ass, and you might be thinking, didn't you just say that this was for kids? That first scenario was for 5th grade students? Anyway, folks, we're going to move on to the next scenario now. This scenario is more for grown adults, okay? And with that comes some adult themes. I want you to prepare yourself because this is a scenario that actually we just wrote for 2024. And so you might notice some cultural references from 2024 in this scenario to make it feel more prescient. All right, here we go. Go ahead, get out there.
Hello, I'm Darlene, a mother of 5. Each kid of mine has a riz that will sheesh your socks off. And I believe in guns.
Hi there, I'm Carl. I am an old man who wants to teach you all about the Bible verses and a sorry skibbity toilet in this Bible. And I make sure to use this dagger to mark my place.
I like to bear arms while I change my kids' diapers. You never know when someone's about to attack you in your house.
And I like to hit the Dougie while I learn all about Christ's love.
Great work, cadets. You correctly identified Grandpa Skibbity as a terrorist. Well done. Eagle-eyed cadets might have also noticed that baby was also a terrorist, and you would have gotten bonus points if you managed to shoot that baby without harming the innocent bystander behind them. But you took the safe choice by killing Grandpa Skibbity, and we're going to give you some points for that one. But this next scenario, well, this one's a doozy. This one was actually written by artificial intelligence. Yes, one of our first scenarios completely created with artificial intelligence trained on, I guess, just like YouTube videos and Wikipedia articles. some of the dialogue and text might seem a little robotic or confusing. We're still working out the kinks, but give it a try. Let us know what you think after the scenario. Here we go.
Recipe for carrot cake. 1 carrot, 2 cake, 1 icing, big carrot, 1 cake.
Hello, my name is Burl. Where am I?
Running Up That Hill to Make a Deal with God is a song by the artist Paul McCartney.
Burl is, happy today.
Paul McCartney died in 1924. He was the President of the United States and suffered from polio, a condition which placed him in a wheelchair.
Twitter.com is no more. X is the way now.
Want to see my ass, Daddy? Want to see my ass, Daddy? Now I'm dead.
Great work, cadets. Really, either of those would have been totally fine to shoot. Sometimes we just throw in a double threat situation for you to simulate real life, where sometimes you could just kill basically whoever you want with no consequences. And that's a big part of being a police officer that you're going to have to get used to. But this next one, has a real correct answer, and we're going to be really looking for you guys to identify. This is going to be our last scenario. So I hope you got your thinking caps on. Okay, this next scenario was actually written based on my wife's conversations with her therapist. And, you know, I know some people might be thinking, isn't that protected by patient-client confidentiality? Aren't there some potentially ethical ramifications that might come to light from this? And to that I say, let's get started with this next scenario. Here we go.
I'm your girlfriend. I'm just coming over for a little bit.
I'm a girl going to a Halloween party, and yeah, I got a little lost on the way. Can you help me find where I'm supposed to go?
Ooh, what do you want to have for dinner? Where do you want to go?
Wait, hold on. Is this a pipe bomb? Or are you just happy to see me?
Ooh, my boobs, they're growing. What?
Ooh. My butt is growing, but you can't tell because my eyes are up here.
And my eyes are right here.
Oh, ooh, it's ticking. Woohoo! Get this party started.
Great work, cadets. You correctly identified that there's no correct choice here but to shoot yourself when tempted with lust. And and so in a situation like this, you have to shoot yourself. Great work, cadets. We might make cops out of you yet. Okay. And live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Everything Now show?
Do you know Everything Now show?
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Everything Now show?
Everything Now show.
Oh, I love Everything Now show.
Everything Now show?
They're so fun.
They're really funny. I love Everything Now show.
This is fucking dope. They do this all live? God damn, such talent.
The show looks absolutely wild.
You're gonna have so much fun.
It's Everything Now! An interactive comedy show on Twitch where you, the viewers, are in control. Featuring special guests from all over the Twitch community and the Los Angeles comedy scene. Enter a variety of wild scenarios with colorful characters and help steer the story in whatever direction you want. You can vote in polls to make choices. Submit images over Twitter and Discord. You can pay to play sound effects.
Road end in 100 feet.
What the f***?
It's your show too, friend. Hop on in and experience everything now.
All rise for the Honorable me, Judge Learned Hand.
And a knock, knock, knock to you, Judge.
What's that?
And a knock, knock, knock to
Oh,
you.
that's not a knock, that's me banging my gavel to signify that court is now in session. Welcome in, folks. My name, of course, is Judge Learned Hand, and tonight you'll be helping me get to the bottom of some serious criminal cases. We've got a line of defendants out the door waiting for their day in court here, and you're going to be helping us by asking them questions, submitting evidence, and voting to decide their fate.
Oh, I'm not supposed to let them inside?
I mean, I guess it's not super important. It's just, we want to make sure things run orderly here, and, they don't...
It's pretty hot out there, dude. It's like 85 degrees out there.
Oh, I didn't mean outside the courtroom. I just meant outside this particular...
Okay, I'll put them outside for you.
Courtroom. They can be in the hall.
Everyone outside.
Okay.
Everyone get up, get outside.
Folks, in just a moment, we're going to bring out our first defendant and figure out what their whole deal is. But there's also a variety of ways that you can get involved in tonight's proceedings. You can submit images on this television screen. They'll look like this. Those images are submitted in our Discord. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to join the Everything Now Show Discord so that you can submit an image that might be used as a valuable piece of evidence in one of tonight's trials. You can also submit written testimony by subscribing to the show. A few of you have already done that. It looks like 5 people have already subscribed. If you do that, you can submit written testimony. Here's an example from one of our previous trials. This was submitted by Herpetology Dude. Herpetology Dude submitted that. So if you want to submit your own written testimony to be read during one of the trials, go ahead and subscribe. I would maybe wait until we start our first trial so that you can write something relevant to the trial. But hey, it's not up to me. Go ahead, subscribe, hit !submit, and then write your testimony. And you can also call witnesses to the witness stand. The witness stand is right over here. If you donate $8 during the trial, you can decide who you want to call. It could be a celebrity, a fictional character. Ideally, it's somebody related to the trial in some way. That would make all of our jobs a lot easier. But it's not up to me. Once again, it's up to you. Donate $8 and then write in who you want to bring to the stand, and we will talk to them. And if we get 20 subs total, we'll go back to the firing range where you will get to shoot more people with a gun. But with all of that, yes, and give it up for killing people with guns. Folks, we've got a lot of trials to get to tonight. Who do we have in the jury box tonight? I see Zach, I see Warm Winter, Salad Fork, Milk and Suffering, Artsy James, Grass Dragon, Caesar the Salad, Mjorn, Metal Gear Ryan, Warosm, and the rest. Welcome in. I hope you're ready to meet our first defendant. They're taking their place at the podium now. Hi there, sir. Could you state your name and your occupation for the record?
Hi there. My name's Harlan Globetrotter. Entrepreneur. I invented a bespoke social media site called Twitchy. And I got a lot of money from the CEO of Twitch at the time. So, looking to reinvest that in other places, but I suppose I've gotten in trouble, so here I am in court.
It appears so, Mr. Globetrotter, and hopefully this is just a misunderstanding, but we'll get to the bottom of that in just a moment. Let's figure out what it is that brought you into court today. Chat, what is it that Mr. Globetrotter is accused of? Can someone remind me of the crime that Mr. Globetrotter was accused of? Why they're here today? I see.
Judge, I just want to say, I think I speak for every person here in this courtroom, every American with a beating heart when I say it's never been a better time to get a great deal on food via an app.
Well, I'm not necessarily sure if that's true. We have a,
Taco Bell, 7-Eleven, McDonald's, they all have their bespoke apps that get you great deals. You've never seen deals like this before, Judge.
You know what, Mr. Globetrotter, you're starting to sound a bit like an advertisement, and ironically, that is what brings you into court today, because the crime that you are accused of is running too many advertisements.
No.
Yes, I'm sort of combining a couple different suggestions related to advertisements from our chat, including one from Rommel Rivera, first-time chatter. Thank you for that suggestion. Mr. Globetrotter, you're being accused of running too many advertisements on your website, and frankly, it's getting on the nerves of a lot of our citizens here in New York. Well, I would say probably mainly nerds are the people who are spending their time watching things on, what is it, Twitchy?
Twitchy, yes, absolutely. It's a bespoke social media app that gives you every sort of experience you could possibly accrue over the course of a day browsing your various social media sites like Twitch or like TikTok or Instagram. And it compresses it into a 60-second experience so that you can get all of that out of the way at the beginning of the day. So if I did it, Hashtag free O.J. Simpson.
Are you just trying to get that started now, or
from death? Bring him back.
Free him from. I mean, I don't want.
I miss him.
I'm going to say hell.
I miss him.
I'm just going to say it. I think personally.
I miss him. He was a scratch golfer. We had a great time out on the links.
Okay.
That's the full hashtag. That's the full hashtag. Did everybody get that hashtag?
I'm not sure if that's going to fit. We've got some evidence here. I'm not sure if it's visual or written.
Sure.
Bailiff, what kind of evidence are we looking at here?
It's evidence, Jeff, for sure.
Okay, but Bailiff, is it written testimony or is it a visual piece of evidence that we're going to display on the television?
It is written, sir.
Written testimony. Got it. Okay.
But anyway, if I did it, it would make me no different than any other social media site on God's green earth. But of course I didn't do it.
Well, that remains to be seen, Mr. Globetrotter. And this piece of written testimony might help point us in the direction of the truth. Let's have a look. This is from the witness Dryshot, who says, well, Jake has a lot of work ahead of him to create his own ClickMap program and allow Twitch to embed it into the show.
Goodness.
I'm not sure who Jake is or what that's in reference to.
Not even close to being pertinent to the case at hand.
Could not be less relevant, and of course it would be Tywin who would be doing any of that because Jake is not good at that kind of thing, from what I've been told. It appears that my Stream Deck has stopped working.
Tywin, help! Tywin, help! The Stream Deck broke! Tywin!
Because we're importing the images that we need to put on the television screen. But Mr. Globetrotter, while we wait for that to happen, I'd just like to ask you...
You can't cut away, so I can do anything right here.
That's true. Unfortunately, that is true.
And this is the full extent of what I've been able to come up with in a few seconds.
Now,
it's just a little dance with my cane for fun.
Mr. Globetrotter, I do have to ask a little bit about the nature of your business. Now, obviously, you stand accused here of running too many ads. Can you tell me a little bit about the economic structure of your company? How do you guys make money?
Oh, well, you see, right now, we're not making any money. But you know, it like every other app on the damn planet, excuse my language, like every other app on the planet, we have used a bunch of startup capital that we got from some folks out there who are so generous, and we just love them so much. And we've used it to sort of bankroll a bunch of pretty, I don't know, I'd call it risky. I should call it risky investments in terms of just like the infrastructure for the app itself. And right now we make about $100 a month, give or take.
Okay, so that's gross revenue, but you're saying that your expenses far outweigh that $100 a month.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're looking at expenses north of $1 billion.
And wow, $1 billion. And where is that $100 of revenue coming from?
Well, you know, I was actually, it is a little embarrassing. I was on my way into our company parking lot, and the parking attendant is very old. He's about a 97-year-old man. He handed me the money to pay for parking.
I see.
And he's been doing that every single day that I've come in. So over the course of my time parking in our parking lot, I have accrued $100 from a very confused parking attendant.
And you're counting that as revenue towards the company?
Absolutely.
I see.
I put it in the till, which is a piggy bank shaped like Mark Zuckerberg's penis. Sorry.
It's shaped like...
Nothing.
Okay. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. We do have some visual evidence here that I'm going to bring your attention to. This was evidence that you submitted prior to the trial as part of your defense. We're going to have a look at that now. Maybe you can help us make some sense of it. What is it that we're looking at here, Mr. Globetrotter?
This is pre-fame Beyonce, which is kind of my whole vibe right now.
Pre-fame Beyonce?
I mean, she was already famous, but this is before she became sort of like unimpeachable, before she became sort of the godhead.
Before she became Beyonce.
Before she became the godhead of modern pop.
Right. And she was just doing Bionicle.
She was doing Bionicle ads. She was doing ads for like Tamagotchis.
Well, it's
I'm
interesting.
assuming, you know, it feels right. Doesn't that feel right? Like she'd be doing an ad for Tamagotchi. Like,
does
I'm hanging out with my best friends.
Yeah, or like
from
Fanta.
Destiny's Child. And there it is, playing with my Tamagotchi, my friend.
Well, it's interesting, Mr. Globetrotter, that one of your pieces of evidence would be an advertisement, as it does seem that you're on trial right now for advertising. And before we get too much further along, I need to let you know that you've just received your first objection. If you get 3 objections, Mr. Globetrotter, you will be automatically guilty. And let's raise the price of that objection now. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Globetrotter?
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. How to save a life.
All right, and please, stenographer, if you wouldn't mind when you write that down, putting the 2 little music notes on either end of that to signify that the defendant was singing during that exchange.
And don't forget the italics, dog.
Right, and please do not forget the italics,
Don't forget
dog.
the italics, big dog.
Mr. Globetrotter, it appears that we've called a witness to the stand, and so we're going to speak to them in just a moment. Bailiff, do we know who that witness is?
Still trying to get it from the chatter at hand.
Got it. Thank you.
Great. Okay, we got a really good one.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to bring a witness to the stand to give some testimony. Okay. Just so our witnesses are aware, you're being labeled who the witness is. So
an incredible use of some props here in the studio has been unlocked. Someone has just cracked the code, the private code. It is incredible.
Very excited to see.
I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Very excited to see how this witness submits
My
their
life's
testimony.
just changed forever.
All right, and let's go ahead and hear from this witness now. Oh, Bailiff.
They know that they're going to be labeled?
We're going to find out.
Okay.
All right, witness, just so you know, you're going to be about to be labeled who you are. And here we go.
I'm Donald Trump.
Perfect.
I am named, I got the same name as the president, and Lord, I hold his values the same way. And let me tell you this, Judge, I'm collecting my own evidence today.
I see.
Anything that you do, yeah, it's on candid camera.
Okay, typically we don't allow witnesses to bring their own recording equipment. All of this is being recorded here at the courtroom and is going to be available publicly. Just to clarify...
Donald, make sure to ask if you're being detained.
Am I being detained, Judge?
No, you're not. You're being asked to testify, and I want to clarify...
They always say that when they're detaining you. They always say that shit.
That's not true. We don't always say that. We say the opposite. In any event, Mr. Trump, I did want to just clarify for all of those at home, you are not former President Donald Trump. You just share that name.
I share the name. I had it. I had it before he was president, and I'll have it after.
I see. So you're older than former President Donald Trump. You look great in that case.
Thank you. We were born on the same day.
Okay, but you said you had your name before them, so you were born like hours before? You're like sort of like cosmic twins or whatever they call it?
Am I on trial, Judge?
No, but we are asking you to testify, and we should get to that. Are you familiar with the case at hand or the defendant, Mr. Harlan Globetrotter?
Oh boy, am I. I got a lot of ads coming up on my camera.
I see. Okay, so...
Don't you tell those dirty, rotten lies.
Could you maybe speak to his character or your experience with Mr. Globetrotter?
I think he's a dirty, filthy liar. I think every single time that I open up my camera to take a little home video, something comes up. Yeah, Beyonce Bionicle.
And I think Donald Trump is a twisted skank, both of them.
Okay, please don't applaud for yourself. Please don't applaud in any context, but especially for yourself.
Wow, he's so brave. Who said that?
It was you, Mr. Globetrotter. Mr. Trump, I want to give you an opportunity to make any closing...
It's Mrs. Trump.
My apologies, Mrs. Trump. I got confused by your name. This is... Mrs. Donald Trump.
Yes.
Is there a Mr. Trump?
Are you flirting with me, Judge?
I'm sorry, you're right. That question was out of line. Please, stenographer, strike that from the record.
I'll answer it.
Okay.
There was.
Okay, but I see. But you're still going by Mrs.
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Donald Trump, is there anything else you'd like to add to the record or your testimony before we let you go?
I run my own business, and I think that anybody that needs, documentation, evidence for a crime that is going to be committed, I can make sure that I can be there so that, if you need to fact check anything, go back and look at, when you steal something, when you kill someone. Yeah, I can be there to make sure that, your story's straight.
I see. Okay, so just to clarify, you used your closing remarks to just sort of like plug your business?
Yeah, do I need to run back the tape?
And I guess I'm the one in trouble for running too many ads, huh? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm having problems with a lot of what's being said and added to the record in this courtroom.
Well, then get control of your courtroom.
I'm attempting to do that, Mr. Globetrotter. Mrs. Trump, you're excused. Thank you for your testimony.
No, you're excused, Judge. How about that?
No.
You gotta take,
overruled. You can just leave.
You gotta take charge.
Just
this is
leave
amazing.
the little box that you're standing in, Mrs. Trump.
Judge.
Head out, Mrs. Trump.
It's interesting. I knew this guest was talented, but I didn't know that he was a fucking scientist, because that's one of the most impressive inventions I've seen here.
Really incredible stuff.
Yeah, really good. Hey, you need to get control of your courtroom. Like I got control of my business. An intern the other day, he mouthed off at me. I took away access to the ball pit for him for a full week.
All right.
To the ball pit, the slide, the cereal bar, all of it.
I'm not totally sure I follow. Are you saying that your offices have all of those things, including a ball pit?
Why do you think we had? What do you think we're spending $1 billion on, Judge?
It's unclear at this point. Mr. Globetrotter, I'd love to continue this line of questioning, but we've got a few more pieces of evidence that we need to get to here that I'm going to need your comment on. The first one is a piece of written testimony here submitted by witness Siloth, who says, I did see him lobby Congress to ban ad blockers with briefcases of cash. Now, to me, that seems like fairly damning evidence. What say you, Mr. Globetrotter?
You fool, you rube. Those suitcases full of money I was there to lobby to change the... Now, let me finish.
Okay.
To change the age of consent laws nationally, make them higher.
Make them higher?
Yep.
I see.
Yep.
This is something of a personal cause for you?
My daughter, she's a little reckless harlot. And I hate to say that in front of all the God-fearing members of this courtroom. But sometimes you got to take a stand.
And what was the age that you were attempting to raise the age of consent to?
29.
29.
But he
Well,
Jesus Christ when he died.
That's
all you folks who hated the remake of The Great Gatsby, that DiCaprio would be under the fucking jail if I had my way. You understand? Under the fucking jail.
Mr. Globetrotter, that clearly speaks to your character, if true, and may weigh on our jurors' decisions, but we've got another piece of visual evidence here that may turn the tides. Let's have a look at that, and if you could explain why you submitted this piece of evidence as part of your defense. Now, who are these people?
Well, clearly that's it's Congressman Denny Hastert in the front seat, and that's me in the back seat. That's me handing him some of the money from the briefcase. He misunderstood my whole deal. He thought I was going in the other direction. And you know what? Thankfully, he got in trouble for it. Everybody Google Denny Hastert. DENISHASTERT. We had a little bit of a misunderstanding, the two of us.
What was the nature of the misunderstanding, Mr. Globetrotter?
Well, he was a sexual predator, and I think he maybe thought that I was trying to lower the age of consent like so many people who probably come into his office.
I see.
So...
well, Mr. Globetrotter, we've got a lot to consider here. We didn't really get too deep into the actual crime at hand, which of course was running too many ads on your website, but unfortunately it's time now to vote. So, jurors in the chat, a poll will appear on your screen momentarily, and I encourage you to vote whether or not you think Mr. Globetrotter is guilty of the crime of running too many ads. Mr. Globetrotter, I'm going to give you the floor to make your closing remarks now while they vote.
When you're down and troubled, and you need some love and care, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together, call my name out loud now, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. If you call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, babe, don't you know that? Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. You got a friend.
Compelling closing remarks, Mr. Globetrotter, but unfortunately, the jury has entered their verdict, and for the crime of running too many ads on your website, they have found the defendant, Mr. Harlan Globetrotter, guilty.
I'll choke your ass to death if I get another look at you, you piece of shit. I'll find you. I'll know where your family lives. Your son uses the frickin' app. I got all his information. Not only did I sell it to China and Taiwan and New Mexico and Mexico, but I done have it and I'm gonna find you.
Should I shoot him, Judge?
Bailiff, I would love for you to shoot him, but unfortunately,
Do it. Make sure you don't miss. Make sure you don't miss. Do it.
As much as I'd love for you to shoot him, Bailiff, that's not how justice works in this jurisdiction. We do this the fair way by asking a bunch of strangers what they think we should do to this guy and then just picking one at random. So, with that in mind, chat, what do you think we should do to this guilty defendant? I see the first suggestion here says shoot him. Okay. It's settled. Mr. Globetrotter, where do you want to be shot?
Right in the chest. Do it now.
Okay.
Take me down like I'm a feral beast.
Let me see if I can
on the Sahara.
Yeah. There you go.
Look at that.
I got him, Judge.
Look at that. Pretty good use of... Pretty good use of a graphic from another game. Pretty creative stuff. And that's improv, folks. Well, one trial down and many to go. If you're just joining us, my name, of course, is Judge Learned Hand, and you, our faithful jurors, are here to serve justice on the citizens of Now York. We're going to bring another defendant out here in just a moment, and you'll help us figure out whether or not they committed a crime. Now, I'll give you an opportunity to ask them some questions. We didn't do that in the last trial. We got to move things pretty quickly around here. But you can also get involved in the trial by submitting visual evidence here on this television screen. Just join the Everything Now Show Discord. If you haven't already, there should be a link in the chat. Submit some images. You might see yours on the television screen. And you can cue those to appear by using the sound alerts. You can also call a witness to the stand, and you can submit written testimony by subscribing. We only need 12 more subs, folks, and if we get that, we'll head back to the firing range where you'll get to shoot some people with a gun. But now, folks, it's time to meet our next defendant. So, defendant, please take your place at the podium, which is that little green tea on the floor, and go ahead and let us know your name.
There's green tea on the floor? Let me drink that.
Nope. Okay, bailiff, sorry. I did not mean that. Well, I did mean it literally, but in a different context than what I think you understood it as.
Where is my green tea?
Okay, forget the green tea. Let's meet our defendant. Defendant, please state your name and your occupation for the record.
Hey, I'm Father Time. And my occupation, part-time manager at Hooters. And time.
Mr. Time, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And for your service in our community here. And Butson, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. It's time now, chat, to remind me what it is that Father Time stands accused of. What is the crime that ended up bringing Mr. Father Time in here?
Good luck. Whoa.
Let's see here.
Taking too long?
The crime, taking too long. Are you telling me I'm taking too long?
No, that was just one of the suggestions.
Oh, I see.
That was pretty funny.
We've got a suggestion here, or a reminder here from iTeeth, really scary name, selling unpasteurized milk. Now, obviously selling milk in any context at a Hooters should be a crime, but selling unpasteurized milk is especially heinous because it's dangerous. Mr. Father Time, convince us that this is all just a misunderstanding, if you would.
Okay. It's all a misunderstanding, okay? I wasn't there. I was busy somewhere else.
When you say you weren't there, you mean at your establishment, the Hooters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant? Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're saying you've got, and Weather Balloon, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. You're saying, Father Time, that you've got an alibi. Where were you if not at the Hooters?
Sweet alibi. Yeah, I was down at the docks with my buddies throwing rocks at trains.
I see. And maybe I am having sort of a mental fart about the geography of our fair town, but
maybe.
Why would the trains be at the docks?
Well, that's where they're porting, dumbass. They're porting. They're going onto the boats.
Ah, I see. So this is where we pull the cars off the train and put them on the boats. Down at the docks.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Understood. Trevin Taylor, thank you for the gifted subs. Mr. Father Time, I would love it if we could call a witness of one of your boys who was throwing rocks with you, but in the interim, I want to ask you maybe if you could tell us a little bit more about your boys, these boys that you were hanging out with throwing rocks.
Oh my God, I could go on and on about my boys. God, I love my boys. They're the type of boys you can call in the middle of the night. And they're the type of boys that you can have a bowl of cereal with. They're the type of boys you can tell confections to, like, oh man, I don't think I want to marry her. Yeah, you never marry her. You know what I'm saying, Judge?
I unfortunately do know what you're saying, Father Time, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring to attention, although it's not necessarily relevant to what you just said, that you appear to be drinking what looks like a Modelo?
Fresh.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
Your bailiff said I could bring it in.
Okay, bailiff, we've had this conversation what feels like a number of times now. We shouldn't be allowing defendants to bring alcoholic beverages in during their trial.
I misunderstood. I thought they were asking if they could bring in a Model O.
I'm sorry?
They said, can I bring in a Model O, like a big O, like a...
The model of an O.
Okay. I don't know what that means. A model? Okay.
I was confused too. Imagine how I felt.
All right. We'll let this one slide.
There's no beer in here. There's just milk.
You filled your beer can with milk?
Yeah! Yeah!
And is that milk pasteurized, Father Time?
No.
Okay. Well, that feels like fairly compelling evidence as to your guilt, Father Time.
This is whole milk. You know, there's so much different types of milks these days. There's brain milk, nut milk, fucking milk, this is milk. This is milk!
Okay. Understood. We've got some...
This is milk! This is milk!
All right, hey! Order! And thank you. A well-timed objection. You're on thin ice. That's our second objection?
What the hell? Where did those come from?
Father Time, you're on real thin ice right now. One more objection and you're automatically guilty. So let's jack up the price of that last objection. But Father Time,
I'm jacking it, Judge. Don't worry.
We've got please.
I'll settle down.
Thank you, Father Time.
I'll jack everyone.
Okay, please, everyone keep their pants on.
We're all getting jacked, Judge.
Nobody should be jacking anybody in this courtroom, please.
I finished, Judge.
Okay, somebody get him a towel. Father Time, I'm going to direct your attention now to this television screen where we're going to display some evidence that you submitted before the trial as part of your defense. I just need you to explain to the court what it is we're looking at.
Sure, I submitted this for sure. Yeah, that looks like I'm driving. That's probably me trying to go meet up with the boys.
Right, I'm noticing something about this photo.
Yeah.
Something a little bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah, you can tell me what that is?
Well, do you want to maybe take a guess?
A lightsaber? Is that a lightsaber?
No, Father Time.
My eyes are bad. I forgot to put my eyes in today.
Well, let me maybe try to help you out, Father Time. What I saw there was a photo, something of a POV shot, as it were, of somebody drinking while holding what seemed to be a beer bottle.
Oh, well, that was filled with milk.
I see, okay. What is it with you and filling canisters typically designed to hold beer with milk?
Listen, people don't like when a full-grown man be drinking milk, so I bada bing, bada boom, put it in a can, and everyone thinks you're a man.
I see, sort of doing like the thing that Liquid Death does, where it's like, if you don't want to look like a pussy who's just trying to drink water. That's for little babies. So we're gonna do a can that makes it look like you're drinking alcohol, which is for grown-up big boys.
You get it, Judge.
I see. Okay.
You get it.
Well, that marketing isn't a crime, although some argue that it should be. Father Time, we've got some witnesses that we're going to be bringing to the stand in just a moment here. I also want to take some questions from our jurors in the jury box. So, jurors, if you've got any questions that you want to ask directly to Father Time, I'll start us off. Father Time, the trial here is about unpasteurized milk. Do you know what that is?
No, but I know it's not good, and I know to not do it, and so I don't do it. Okay, I don't do it.
Okay, well that is a fairly compelling defense. We've got a question here from some of our jurors. One juror is asking, do you believe in alternative milks?
Absolutely.
And could you list 8 types of milk, please?
Almond, oat, soy, milk, 2, 4.
Are these percents? Or?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen 4% milk.
4% I have. You go to Whole Foods, they got a whole fucking rack of those shits.
I see. All right, I think we need like 3 more.
Half and half.
I'll count that, I guess.
Fucking hell. Yogurt. That's got some kind of milk in it. Yogurt milk.
That's kind of just a dairy product, but we'll give it to you.
Yogurt milk.
And are you producing your own milk? And if so, where do you keep the cows?
Well, that's in the back of the Hooters. We got cows hooked up. Their udders are hooked up to some machines, and they're sucking out the milk, going straight into the cans. Not pasteurized. No way, no.
Okay, and I do want to just remind you, Mr.
Father Time,
that the crime that you're currently on trial for is selling unpasteurized milk, which it sounds to me, if I'm not mistaken, like you just admitted you're doing.
Wait, what?
Okay, well, to give you an opportunity not to further incriminate yourself, we're going to give the floor over to our witness. And right before we do, we've got some written testimony here that maybe our witness will be able to speak to. Let's have a look at that. This is from witness Trevin Trailer, who says, I took one drink out of this milk and it made me have a big oh no out my butt. 5 out of 5 stars. And this appears to be a review of one of your milks.
Sure,
Father Time.
I can't control your insides. Maybe you need to be taking a vitamin before you're sucking down these things. How's that my fault? Huh?
Well, I suppose you're not technically on trial for people getting sick. You're on trial for selling the milk that's making people sick. With that distinction in mind, let's turn now to our witness on the stand. Witness, if you wouldn't mind stating your your name for the record.
Hello, my name is Mother Nature.
Welcome, Mrs. Nature, and could you please tell us how you are related to, if at all, to our defendant, Father Time?
That's my boy! That's my boy!
I see.
We're best friends.
Your relationship is boys.
We're boys. I'm a woman, technically a mother, but we're boys.
I see.
Yes.
In the colloquial sort of sense.
Exactly.
And Mother Nature, is it fair to assume that you were with Father Time when the alleged rock throwing at the trains down by the docks took place?
Even when we are not physically together, we are together in the wind.
And can you elaborate on what the fuck that means?
Because we are not but beings of flesh, beings of blood. We are but beings of star, but beings of breeze, but beings of ocean mist.
I see, and now I know even less about what you're saying. Do you maybe want to help clarify any of that, Father Time?
Oh, God!
Father Time? You still with us?
Yeah. I was just.
What did she just say?
She just said, listen, I'm not gonna translate what a woman says. You gotta figure it out, man.
Okay, you're right. I should probably sit my white ass down and listen.
Skadoo! You just got skadoo!
Mrs. Nature, is there anything else that you'd like to add to the record as closing remarks? Anything? Maybe speak to the character of your boy, Father Time, as to whether or not they might be guilty of this crime.
Tick-tock! Time's up for you, humans. This man is also a rock. Why would he throw one?
Something of a riddle for our jurors to consider. Thank you, Mother Nature, for your testimony. You're free to go.
You're welcome. Free him.
We've got another piece of written testimony now, Father Time, that I'd like for you to react to, if you would. This comes from PC Kelly Gaming, who says, "Put Modelo in my milk at the frat party. It tasted yucky." Now, what do you have to say to that?
You idiot!
All right, and a compelling response from our defendant there. Jurors, take that into consideration, if you will. I want to give you an opportunity now, Father Time. Oh, I think actually, did we get another witness that we need to bring to the stand, Bailiff?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I got plenty of boys.
I see. All right, well, we're going to bring another witness to the stand in just a moment. I want to give you an opportunity now to respond to any of the evidence that's already been submitted thus far and add to your defense now, Father Time.
Listen, I swear to God, I was down by the docks throwing rocks at trains. I care about the cows in my restaurant, and I want them to be healthy. That's why I have them do Pilates in the morning, and I make sure they do their stretches at night. Listen, I'm a good guy. I'm a guy that you want to watch a pay-per-view program with. I'm a guy that you want to have walk you down the street to your house after a hangout. I'm going to make sure you get home safe. and I'm also gonna make sure that you have the time of your life.
Wow. Well, that's some impactful testimony, and I'm sure there are some jurors who've been swayed by that testimony, but maybe they'll reconsider after they see this piece of evidence that you submitted as part of your defense. After we talk to this witness. Can we do that? Oh, there's written testimony. All right, let's look at the written testimony, then we'll talk to the witness, then we'll look at the visual evidence, then we'll vote.
Holy shit!
I know. There's a lot of problems with this format. Let's go ahead and read this written testimony first. This comes to us from Alicia Ferris, who says, I saw Father Time in the back room of the Hooters getting his milk the natural way, and that's in quotations.
Okay, Alicia. Okay, Alicia, you probably saw me on my lunch break, and yes, I like to suck on some teats.
Okay, so when they say the natural way, what they mean is that you were suckling on the teat of the, like siphoning it as if it was like, sucking gas out of the tank of a car or something.
Yeah. Listen, this is gonna sound super inappropriate, but my ladies that work there like this, okay? I swear to God. I swear to God.
All right, you're right. That does sound extremely inappropriate. We've got one other piece of visual evidence to take a look at before we talk to this witness. This was submitted by you before the trial as part of your defense, Father Time. Could you tell us what it is we're looking at here?
Okay, so that's me after hours. A couple of the girls and I took some Jell-O shots. And then I looked them straight in the eyes and I said, "Hey girls, you want to have some fun?" and
what did you mean by that?
I meant that I didn't have any money. Okay, at the time I didn't have a single cent to my name, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun, girls, if we went to an ATM and you just kind of picked a big number, and then whatever number that was, that's how long we're gonna be out for the night for.
That the number of dollars represents the amount of what, minutes that you guys would be out?
Hours!
Wow. Okay, so like if they took out, let's say, $20, you were gonna stretch those $20 over 20 hours?
Yabbo!
Okay, well now I'm starting to feel like Father Time has sort of a skewed view of how time works. But we don't have a lot of time to explore that particular line of reasoning because we've got another witness on the stand that we need to hear from now. So witness, please state your name for the record.
The 609th episode of the Everything Now Show. So we're talking about that today. The second defendant comes up on the stand. Okay, so far I'm in. Now I'm watching this thing and it's like he doesn't even make sense. Father Time is sort of just like a roustabout teenager, like he's throwing rocks at trains. How does that even make sense? Second big complaint. I don't necessarily have a big problem with PC culture, but did you notice that Father Time was being played by a woman? Can we like revisit this?
Smash him down! Smash him down!
I agree, Bailiff. Can we smash this witness down? Can we smash this guy?
I'm gonna smash him.
Don't worry, I'll just go walk into traffic.
Thank you, Nostalgia Critic, and thank you. Oh, we're going back. Wait, we gotta go back. We're gonna smash him. We're gonna smash the witness.
Smash him!
Hold on.
Someone's saying this is just future Grant. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, we're smashing him.
Smash him!
Oh, we're smashing his ass.
Squish him!
Wow.
You just got smashed!
Perfect.
This is worse than the freaking Marvel movies.
Thanks, Nostalgia Critic, for that testimony. With all of that now, all of that context to be taken into consideration, it's time now, Father Time, to make your closing remarks as we pull up a poll for our jurors to decide your fate. Okay. Go ahead, Father Time, the floor is yours.
Okay. So, I do want to say breast milk. Forgot to add that one to the list. That's my favorite one, breast milk. Ladies, thank you so much for your breast milk. Yeah, there's tons of milk, okay? There's pasteurized, unpasteurized, there's nut milk and booby milk. It's hard to keep track of these days. Don't you just want to have fun with your boys and your gals at the ATM? Find a good gal, go to an ATM. You're gonna have a good time, man. Don't worry about time. Let me do that. If I go away, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know. Your alarms aren't gonna work anymore. You're gonna be late to your meetings. Your babies are gonna come early.
And let's close out that poll. Wow. A real nail biter. Our jury seemed to be torn here, but there is a majority rule, and Father Time,
Despite what sounded like explicitly admitting to the crime multiple times during this trial, the jury has entered their verdict, and they have found you for the crime of selling unpasteurized milk not guilty.
Yabo!
Congratulations, Father Time. You are free to go back to Hooters and continue selling what seems by all accounts to be unpasteurized milk.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I
Me
love it.
neither.
All right, well, I'm going to get in my Lamborghini and speed on out of here.
All right. I guess it's fine since you're technically drinking milk and not beer.
Yeah, sure, yeah, this is milk.
Well, folks, what a truly horrifying miscarriage of justice. But that's sometimes just the way it goes. Speaking of horrific events, it's time now to head on over to the firing range. Yes, thanks to your generous donations and subscriptions, we've hit our sub goal here, which means that we're going to head back to the police station where you will get an opportunity to decide who to shoot with a gun. So stick around for that, and we'll be back here with more trials after this short break. Welcome back, cadets. Hold on, I gotta put my fucking head. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hold on. Fuck. Welcome back, cadets. Yep, it's me. It's the frickin' police chief again. Jesus. Alright. I gotta get the fucking polls ready to go. God damn it. Why don't we have somebody else do this? Why am I the one doing this? I'm the frickin' police chief. Shouldn't there be like a... What do they call them?
An intern.
A cadet? An intern. Thank you. A police intern whose job it is to do this. Jeez, I gotta type, and I gotta hold the microphone at the same time. I gotta type. I'm typing with one hand. I should be honest, I'm used to doing this. When I'm, it's a jerking off joke. Okay. Folks, if this is your first time here, welcome to the police station. We're doing some firearm training, which means that in a moment you're gonna see two individuals, one appearing in the door frame and the other appearing in the window. One of them will be a violent assailant who you will have to shoot with a gun. The other will be an innocent bystander, and you'll have to decide which is which. So we're going to start you off with an easier scenario. This is the scenario that we train all of our cadets with, and you're going to notice this one's a little bit dated. We actually, this one's from a few decades ago, but it's an oldie, it's a goodie, so if some of the references feel a little bit dated, sorry, but it's an old classic here at the station. So get ready, because here we go.
Hi, I'm a construction worker, and I love Mickey Mouse. I also represent the Village People, my favorite band of right now.
Hi, it's me, a young tech entrepreneur who has fully invested in the Japanese economic miracle, taking jobs away from the United States.
Ooh boy, I love being in a boy band. Village People, we are really representing this era.
The Sega Genesis? There's no way we could do something like that here.
Woo! I got a loose wrist today.
They got fast trains they're building over there. You seen these things?
Woohoo!
See us build a railway line, like that. Good luck with that.
I want to build a bridge.
these things don't go in cycles, you know what I mean?
Great work, cadets. Now, that one was a tricky one because one of the people was swinging around what, by all accounts, was a weapon and would seem to be threatening to you, but the man standing arms crossed, not particularly threatening in any way in the window, yeah, that guy actually had a bomb strapped to his chest underneath those clothes. Well identified. But this next one's not going to be so easy. No, this one's going to really test your ability because now this one, and we got to pay the bills here at the police station. So some of these scenarios do have some what I like to consider very subtle product placement. Okay, you're barely going to notice it, but some brands have reached out to us to include their brand in these scenarios to help pay for these training sessions. And so pay no mind to it, but there will be some very subtle promotional material, advertising material in this next scenario. See if you can spot it. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Sherlyn, and I gotta move out of my house.
Heyo! I'm that jar of milk you left on the counter before you had to go to work.
I'm wondering if there's any big, strong boys out there, 'cause I gotta move out of my house and I've only got my tape gun.
I've only got a couple more hours before I turn bad.
I've already shattered every bit of precious china that I have. It went boom onto the floor because I've got buttery, buttery fingers.
And when I go bad, I go really, really bad.
But the saving grace of my move has been this tape gun. It's taped all my boxes shut.
If you shit out your ass, it's not my fault.
I've shit out my ass many times, including into one of these boxes that I taped shut with my tape gun.
Good luck trying to catch me.
Have you seen?
Oh, nice!
Great work, cadets.
I survived.
Obviously, you correctly chose not to shoot the milk, which was the intention of the dairy industry who sponsored that scenario. So, well identified, Big Dairy was behind that scenario, and you correctly identified that you never shoot milk, except for into your mouth. Yeah, it's good stuff, right? Okay. All right. We're moving on to the next scenario, and this scenario, well, this one was actually sort of caused some controversy here at the station because some people felt that it was a little mean to some of the people here. It felt a little weirdly personal. Now, I don't think it's personal at all. This scenario could really be about anything and anybody. I don't think the specifics in this scenario really make it clear what or who it's about, but some people felt that there was some sort of subtle messaging in this scenario that people got upset about. I don't know what they're talking about, but maybe you'll be able to figure it out. Here we go.
Hi, it's me, your father. We're in the car on the way back from a ballet recital that you did back in 2002.
Oh, hey, it's me. Just a prisoner escaped. Or am I actually a cop?
Oh my god.
Listen, we don't really have the money now to pay for your classes, and I also just, for what it's worth, this is hard to hear, especially from a parent, but I saw there were some girls out there that were much, much better than you. And I just feel like, you can find something else. You're still young. You can find something else that you're passionate about. You don't have to do this, okay?
This is a knife I used to stab someone. Or is it my badge?
Do you want to go to Applebee's? We can go to Applebee's. You can get your milkshake. I mean, you don't seem too worried about putting on weight right now, so I feel like we can go get your milkshake. Even you didn't do a great job, but we can get you your milkshake.
Damn.
Great work, cadets. Now, a less experienced cadet might have thought, that cop who is also clearly a criminal and brandishing a weapon, surely they're the assailant. But what you correctly identified is that what seemed like a mild-mannered, just sort of bystander in the doorframe actually had 40 pounds of C4 taped under his clothes and was ready to kill us all. So really well done, really well spotted. But we've got one final. And we don't shoot the police. That's right. Even if they are saying that they're a criminal, cops don't shoot cops. Ever. All right, we've got one final scenario here, one last scenario, and this one, people were saying this is unrealistic. You're never going to see this in real life. This feels almost like fantasy. Well, I'm here to tell you that I actually had this exact experience back when I was a cadet. And yeah, I wrote it down verbatim. Every line that you hear in this next scenario is something that I heard with my own 2 ears. So before I hear, this could never happen in real life, it happened to me. And I'm still scarred from this experience. But I wanted you guys to try it so that you could know what it's like out there in the field. Here we go.
I fell in love with the skeleton man. I fell in love and I kissed his little hand. I fell in love with my skeleton man.
Am I on the screen?
No. No, you're less on the screen now. Yeah, go right there. That's
hey, I'm a person with no skin and trapped in a VR experience where I do have skin to make me feel better.
This was my concept.
And this did happen to me.
Man, he doesn't have skin, but when I close my eyes, I can feel him. Ooh, my skeleton man.
I'm having crazy PTSD right now.
VR really hasn't gotten to the point where you can have any sensory experience. So I'm looking at my body and I have skin, but I can still feel every step I take, every move I make.
I wonder if somewhere your flesh is sitting in an empty chair, sort of flat, devoid of a skeleton interior. My skeleton man.
Did they shoot me?
Yeah.
Ow.
And for me, that was like being a Vietnam vet on the 4th of July. All right, back to the trials. All rise, court is back in session. Welcome back, folks. My name, of course, is Judge Learned Hand. I hope you had a fruitful experience over at the firing range, but now it's time to get back to serious matters here at the Now York Superior Court. In just a moment, we're going to bring out a defendant who's been accused of a crime, and you are going to help us get to the bottom of that crime and decide whether or not they really committed it by asking them questions and submitting evidence in a variety of ways. We're going to... let's boost this sub goal up another 10. To 40. Let's get it up to 40. We can hit 40. Probably not, but let's be ambitious. Anyway, folks, there's a variety of ways that you can submit evidence, and one of them is helping us hit this sub goal by submitting written testimony that looks like this. Here was one from Alicia for Ferris earlier tonight. If you want to submit written testimony just like that, subscribe and then write out what you want to put as your testimony, and we'll read it here in court. And there's other ways that you can get involved, but you'll figure those out as we go. Let's go ahead now and meet our next defendant. Defendant, please state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Hi, Peter. What is it that you do here in our great town of New York? Or now York. Shit.
I'm a tax consultant.
A tax consultant,
Yeah.
a noble profession, Peter. Thank you for your service. Unfortunately, you find yourself here accused of a crime, and we're going to figure out what that crime is.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Peter, that's why you're here. That's why, didn't you think, like, maybe I did something wrong, that's why I'm here in the courthouse?
I thought I won a prize.
Okay, well, no. You might potentially be winning your freedom if you're able to prove your innocence, but let's figure out what you're accused of first, Peter. What did this guy do, allegedly? Let's get some suggestions from the chat here. Oh, tax fraud, that would be ironic. Let's see. No kink shaming in the court. Thank you, Harmonious Tentacles. A reminder that we should all take. Donated to the My Pillow guy. Type to speech for Biden. Special time with taxidermy from Snake Hansmo. We'll take a version of that. Now, obviously, Peter, what people do with their taxidermy is up to them. But people want their taxidermy to not really be fucked around with.
Why'd you use that word?
Well, I couldn't think of a better way to phrase it. And my understanding is that while your profession is as a tax consultant of sorts, you've got a side business of doing taxidermy. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I'm a taxidermy consultant.
I see. And so citizens here in New York, they come to you with presumably dead pets that they want taxidermized to save for...
Dead or close.
Okay.
Dead or close to dead.
And okay, so I'm sorry. People are bringing you their not dead pets to taxidermize?
Well, I gotta look and give them kind of a judgment of when I think, they're gonna be ready to get, stuffed.
I see. So people will bring their dying pets in for like a consultation, and you can kind of assess whether or not they would be, I guess, good for taxidermy?
Yeah, pretty much. You get it.
Okay. Well, the crime being alleged here, Peter, and hopefully this is all a big misunderstanding, is that when people are bringing in their pets, you're fucking with them a little bit. You're screwing around with these pets before you return them taxidermized. Do you understand the nature of that crime?
Yeah, I take them on little trips. What's weird about that?
Well, to me, a lot, but I guess maybe if you explained it a little bit more, it might not sound so weird.
It's not weird, Your Honor. Honestly, I give these pets a really nice last couple days before I, take them to see the farm or whatever we say.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Now maybe I'm confused. Are you saying that you're killing these pets as part of this service that you're providing?
I'm helping them cross.
Okay, so part of your... And we have our first objection here, so I'll just warn you now, Peter, if you get 2 more objections, you will automatically be found guilty, just like in real court.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. You've got 2 more strikes, but be careful with that. And let's raise the price of the objection slightly.
Judge, is it bad that I brought some blood from my pet?
I guess I'm curious about why you did that, Peter.
I wanted to show everybody that, a little bit of your pet can be brought with you wherever you go.
I see. So this is, and I'm starting now to get an understanding of the services that you provide. It seems like a real full service thing where you're euthanizing pets, taxidermizing them, and in some cases extracting their blood to be what seems like worn as like some sort of accessory or piece of jewelry.
Yeah, it's just like a little fidget. Like a fidget spinner.
I see. So this is something that someone could like play with at their desk while they're at their job or something, or at school.
Look, I am not anxious at all.
And whose pet is in there?
This is a combination of several, mainly parakeets.
Okay, but is it one person's group of parakeets, or do you just kind of mix a bunch of bird blood in a bottle and sell it to people?
I don't mix it.
I guess I don't understand what is in that vial, Peter.
Judge, I just want to talk about the nice things that I do for the pets before I help them cross.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to that. Sort of walk me through. Let's say that I'm someone who's just lost my dog. My pet, the family dog, has passed away, and I come to your establishment hoping for some taxidermy services. Take me through that process.
Sure, Judge. Well, I want to make sure everyone feels really special, so I make sure to draw a picture of them and their pet. So, Judge, if we're gonna surmise that you're bringing me a dog, I would then draw a picture of you, okay?
I'm not totally sure I'm following. You're saying that when I bring my dog in for taxidermy services, you're going to illustrate me?
Yeah, Judge.
Why?
Well, because I want you to see your last moments with your dog, so here you are.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet and beautiful. Wait, you just did one right now?
I did. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Judge Uwu.
That's actually really cute. That was really fast, too. You just did that right now?
Yeah, Judge.
That's really adorable. And though I can't let it weigh on my determination of whether or not you're guilty, I do actually want to have that for my chambers after this, if you wouldn't mind.
You can keep it. You look really kawaii.
Thank you. I guess. What does that mean, kawaii?
I don't know.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard, Judge.
So, like the basketball man.
Yeah.
Peter.
Kawhi Leonard.
Peter. So after you illustrate the mourning owner of this pet, what happens next? Let's say you've got my dog. I've handed him over to you. What happens with my dog after that?
I can understand that, your dog is probably taking its last breath.
Yes, my dog is dead at this point in this scenario.
Well,
does that change things? Should it be alive still?
No, it doesn't change things. I can put a dead dog on a roller coaster easy.
Okay, so you would you take my dead dog to a theme park?
Yeah, of course. Where would the dead dog go otherwise?
I guess I'm in the ground?
Judge.
Sorry.
What the flip?
Maybe that's a bit morbid. I guess if you're taxidermizing it, it probably wouldn't go in the ground.
No, it's gonna go mounted on a wall.
So after you take my dead dog to an amusement park, what happens after that?
Well, hopefully we win a big prize at the big duck shooting range.
Okay, so you go to like the game section of the theme park.
Yeah.
Where there's the, shoot the duck, win a prize, shoot the basketball, throw the ring, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're throwing rings. I mean, I sometimes like to throw the animal in there because I want them to feel like they were a part of every element of the game.
Wow, that's kind of beautiful. And at what point do you stuff the animal so that it can be, displayed in a home?
Oh, thanks for asking. Well, I bring them back, and I fill them with, depending on what my client's favorite food is. Judge, what's your favorite food?
I guess I pretty much only drink Soylent now.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that's necessarily my favorite food, but it's the only thing that I can drink without getting violently ill.
Nice, food of the future. Let's fill that dog with some mush.
Okay, so you're saying that if I were to say, like, for example, lasagna, you would fill my dog with lasagna.
What? Are we talking Garfield?
Okay, like the cat. That would actually be kind of funny.
That's not funny.
I'm sorry. Peter, I guess with the, without trying to get too grotesque or forward here, I want to get down to the nitty gritty here. People are accusing you of having sort of intimate relations with these animals before their return. Now, do you have any idea why someone might think that?
I'm guessing they're probably jealous of my booming business. Yeah, I don't think that anyone would look at me and think that I was doing anything weird.
You seem like a totally normal, upstanding citizen to me as well, Peter. But that's not up for me to decide. It's for our jurors to decide. And speaking of our jurors in the chat, do you have any questions for Peter, specifically as it relates to what he's accused of here? Here's a sort of very direct question from juror Popcorn Braden. They ask, did you fuck the dead animal, Peter?
Oh, ew. No, I would never do that. I've never had sex, and I never will, because I've got more important things to do. Make money.
Woo!
Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, I suppose that makes this next question from our jurors some sort of redundant, but I'll read it anyway. At what point in the process do you fuck it?
If you, by fuck it, you mean mount it on a wall and make some coin all the damn day.
I see. Well, Dinsdale, is that what you meant? Let us know whether that's what you meant. Here's a question, and something interesting that I hadn't considered. Ford Venus is asking, can you stuff spiders? If I had like a pet tarantula, for example, is that something you could taxidermize?
Yeah, for sure. I could stuff a spider. It depends on how much lasagna you want in it, though.
Right, because you're subbing it with the person's favorite food.
Yeah.
And what if the food is too big to go inside of a spider?
Oh, let me tell you.
Like a big jawbreaker, like from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Sure, I'd put the spider in that.
Oh, so you'd put... I see. So if the food is bigger than the animal, then you put the animal inside the food as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, what the fuck else am I gonna do, Judge?
I guess I hadn't considered that. Here's a question that I think a lot of us were maybe wondering during earlier parts of the trial from juror Ferrandine, who asked, why take the dog on an amusement park date?
Because a dog just wants to have fun. We gotta take it up, take it on downs, ups and downs. Roller coasters move fast, like a dog runs. And also, there's probably gonna be somebody throwing up on the ride, and dogs love to lick that up.
I see. And just to clarify again, though, just to be clear, the dog is dead at this point, right?
In this case, it was, Judge.
Okay.
Peter, we got a new order in.
Oh, I'll take it now.
Okay, great.
Oh.
Sorry, did somebody just hand you off their pet?
Yeah.
Did you tell people that you're here currently providing services during your trial?
Judge, business doesn't stop because you have me over for fun, or whatever you want to call this.
So, do I understand correctly that now you're going to illustrate the person who just handed you that snake?
Yeah, I am.
You're going to draw them?
I'll draw them. Hold on 1 second.
Great. I'll remind our jurors while this is happening that you're welcome to submit evidence for this trial using the sound alerts. You can display visual evidence on this TV screen or submit written testimony if you have something to say about Peter or about this trial by subscribing. We haven't had any evidence yet submitted in this trial, which is unusual, but sometimes you just get a clean break. This might be one of those situations. Let's see here.
Okay, Judge, I'm almost done.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was quick. All right, Peter, go ahead and show the court the illustration of the person who dropped off that snake.
I'm really sorry about your snake. They seem like they're really cool. They're gonna die really soon, though. Anyway, here's your picture.
Wow.
Whoa!
Now, I know some of our jurors weren't able to see the person who walked in and handed Peter that snake, but I can assure you that looked exactly like them.
I can come out.
Oh, they're gonna come back.
Yeah. Come on back out.
Yeah, I'm coming out. Don't worry.
Anyway, this snake is really, really weird.
Yeah, it looks dead, Peter. It doesn't look a lot. Oh, okay. It looks like it looks like the person who dropped off the snake is sitting on the witness stand. Let's go ahead and talk to them. Wow, look at that. It's like a 1-for-1. Incredible stuff.
Thanks, Peter.
It does still say the Nostalgia Critic. I don't think that's his them.
No, that's him. That's Doug Walker.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome. I'll have your snake filled with fettuccine alfredo in no time.
Yes, my favorite.
I couldn't help but notice, Peter, that you're now wearing what appears to be some sort of like Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're live streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer.
Oh, wow. How's that going?
That checks out.
It's going really good. A lot of people like to tune in when I'm, filling animals with food.
Now, does that violate any of Twitch's terms of service, taking dead animals and stuffing them with food?
No comment.
Okay, well, without endangering you of incriminating yourself further, I do want to now give you an opportunity to make some closing remarks as we prepare a poll for our jurors to vote to decide whether or not you're guilty. Once again, the crime that you're accused of is
Oh, look at that. We've created our own sort of portmanteau, sexidermy. Doing a sex with taxidermied animals. Go ahead, Peter. The floor is yours.
Guys, listen. We're all been friends for like the last 10 minutes, okay? I see you. You see me. I'm not gonna do weird stuff. I'm a business guy, okay? I need to fill these animals with liquid pasta and potatoes. So please, let me do my business. Don't put me in jail.
A compelling defense, and one that I'm sure will weigh heavy on the minds of their jurors as they vote now in this poll. Jurors, the polls are open now. Go ahead and place your votes to determine the fate of our defendant, Peter.
Where my kittens at?
Another really close one.
Dead silence in the courtroom, Judge. Let the record reflect.
Yeah, let the stenographer. Typically, we don't write silence, but maybe the stenographer, for emphasis, should write that there was zero response to the sort of call and response of "Where my kitty's at."
Meow. Oh, there's one.
Okay, we got
Sorry,
one
I
in the
was late.
chat.
Meow.
All right, I can't read the verdict. Oh, okay.
Not guilty.
Got it. Okay.
Yes!
Peter, congratulations. The jurors have entered their verdict, and for the crime of sexidermy, they have found you not guilty.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys, and I love you, Judge Uwu.
I'm not,
Mwah.
That's very sweet. Oh, wow.
That was so Kawhi Leonard. Look at that. Oh. Oh, he's doing ooh face.
Just like the picker. Well, folks, another innocent bystander. What's that?
Make an anime noise.
Make an anime noise?
Like you're surprised or you're late to school.
What how does that, how do I do that? Sure, that won't come back to haunt me. All right, folks.
And Judge, you're actually under arrest now.
Another trial in the books, and an innocent man back on the streets of New York. You love to see it. If you're just joining us,
Say 90, that's good.
nope, we're never doing that ever again. We've got another defendant to hear from, and I'll remind our viewers who maybe are just joining us now that you're going to be helping us with these trials in a variety of ways. Yes, you'll have an opportunity to ask some questions, but you can also submit valuable evidence during these trials. Visual evidence here on this television screen.
Yes, a television sub-screen.
I know, I got subs on the mind. You can submit images in the Discord. So folks, if you haven't already, I implore you, join the Everything Now Show Discord, submit some images. You might see yours appear on that TV screen during our next trial. You can also submit written testimony by subscribing. Let's see if we can get 20 more subs in a half hour. That'd be crazy. And you can also call a witness to the witness stand by donating $8. Just let us know who you want to put on the stand, and we will drag them into court for some testimony. But now, it's time to meet our next defendant. Defendant, if you wouldn't mind, please state your name and your occupation for the record.
Hello, my name is Lawrence Van Winkle. I am a ghost tour leader, and I am also a ghost.
Whoa, wait, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
That threw me for a curve towards the end of that. Mr. Van Winkle, did you say that you're a ghost?
I am indeed. I'm from 1842.
Wow. Okay, well, despite your age and your non-corporeal form, Mr. Van Winkle, you are still brought in to court today for a crime. Swag Jaguar, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Let's go ahead and find out what it is that you're accused of. Chat, what did Mr. Van Winkle allegedly do to end them up here in the land of the living and in our courtroom today? That's right. Thank you, Baloney Man. It was drawing erotic fan art of judges.
That doesn't sound like me.
Well, I'm hoping that it's not, because obviously it's illegal to draw erotic fan art of any of our elected officials here in New York. We need to be taken seriously, okay?
This feels like you fishing, Judge.
This is a...
Like you asking for more erotic fan art.
More pictures, Judge.
This is a serious...
Oh, yeah, here we go.
There we go.
I don't think anything is going to happen that I will regret during this next trial. Our judges are among our most serious and respect-deserving people here in New York, and so this is a high crime, Mr. Van Winkle. I'm sure you understand.
Back in my day, we didn't even have pencils. How could I possibly draw?
What about, like, cave art?
Well, we didn't have caves either. I was living in the shit that they poured out the windows into the roads.
Mr. Van Winkle, we've got some visual evidence here that actually, you submitted this before the trial, and this will probably help clarify what your defense is going to be. I need you to explain this image. Bailiff, are we ready to look at this?
Yeah, 2 seconds, Judge.
Okay, so no.
What's the tone for then? What are you trying to say?
Funny Bunny, thank you so much for the 3 gifted subs.
I think we have physical visual evidence.
We've got physical physical visual evidence.
No. Go ahead and show the visual evidence.
All right, I'm going to direct your attention, Mr. Van Winkle, to the television screen up here. I need you to explain what we're looking at.
Ah! My horse!
That's your horse?
I thought I lost her in the war.
I see. And why did you submit that piece of evidence as part of your defense?
Because I love her and I miss her. I haven't been able to get around up here without my horse.
I see. So if I may extrapolate on that, it sounds like what you're saying is that that horse will show that you are in fact from another time. That was your way of getting around.
Exactly. That was my only mode of transportation. Yes, Mord. That's what we used to call it.
I see. And Mr. Van Winkle, if you wouldn't mind, can you tell us a little bit more about what it is that you did during your time and how things are different today? Have you spent any significant time in modern times?
Well, yes, I have. I lead a ghost tour in Virginia.
I see. And is it complicated to be the tour guide and also the subject of the tour?
I don't tell them until the end. I get a big tip when I go, and then everyone puts their hand right through me.
And are there other ghosts on the tour, or are you the only ghost?
If there are, I don't know.
Okay, so am I understanding correctly that you're a ghost tour guide and you go through a whole tour and you're like, damn, no ghosts, and then at the very end you're like, actually, I was a ghost this whole time. Boom!
Pretty good.
Whoa! That was scary. Please don't do that.
Exactly. Boom!
That's really frightening. Now, I'm not totally familiar with how ghost rules work, Mr. Van Winkle, but from what I understand, the reason that someone becomes a ghost... Uh-oh.
Oh!
Did the power just go out?
Well, it's okay. I think the cord got knocked loose.
Uh-oh.
It looks like we're still streaming technically, but...
It's probably it's probably the power strip over there.
Yeah. I think we're still alive.
Can you see me?
Say something in the chat so that people know that we're not effed.
I think try through the TV. Maybe the camera too. Oh, the camera needs.
This switch got hit.
Oh, they can hear us. Hi.
Hello.
Still on.
I miss you.
There we go. We're back.
What kind of witchcraft
We're back,
is
baby.
this? Where are we?
Ooh,
This is where I go when I'm asleep. I took you all with me. It's called In Between.
Wow, that was genuinely very frightening, Mr. Van Winkle. Please do not do that again.
Did it smell like your fear?
Did it smell like? I'm sorry, what?
Did it smell like your fear?
No, my fear is wetting my bed every night, which has a very distinct smell, and this did not smell like that.
Interesting. Mine smells like urine all the time.
Interesting.
Judge, can I approach the witness stand to show some evidence?
Oh, the bailiff, I guess, has some evidence to display here at the witness stand. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Whoa. And could you please, for the record, say what it is that's on that piece of paper, bailiff?
I have to say it, Judge?
Well, yes, you have to. If you're submitting this evidence, you have to enter it into the record.
Well, no, I was given the. I can.
Please describe what's on that paper for the record.
Well, it seems to be I seem to be getting clocked on the head, so to speak.
Mr. Van Winkle, please refrain from bonking the witness.
It wasn't me.
Okay, definitely. Mr. Van Winkle, that was clearly you. You're the only one holding a giant clock.
What do you mean?
We could hear you saying bonk, bonk, bonk.
That wasn't me.
It was definitely you, Mr. Van Winkle. If not you, who was it, Mr. Van Winkle?
Another ghost, perhaps?
Okay, you're on thin ice, Mr. Van Winkle. Watch it. Bailiff, please continue with your description of the evidence.
Well, it seems to be you, Judge Learned Hand, but instead of your normal body, it seems to be a very voluptuous, curvy body with large...
Mr. Van Winkle!
What?
I can see your arm extended into the other frame.
It must be someone else's arm. Are you haunted?
Am I haunted? Well, it appears I am, because there's a ghost in front of me who's causing me quite a bit of grief, Mr. Van Winkle. Now, please continue.
There's
Bailiff.
another one.
Whoa!
Judge.
Holy cow!
There's another
Can we
one.
show that? Is this allowed? Bailiff, please describe that for the record.
Do I really have to, Judge?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Some years from now, someone might be looking into this case and they're going to be wondering what I was just reacting to. This needs to be in the record.
I feel like you're just doing this for personal reasons, Judge. But I'll go ahead and describe it.
Mr. Van Winkle?
No.
Mr. Van Winkle, I can see you winding up to bonk the bailiff.
No.
I can see your hand winding up to bonk the bailiff with the clock, Mr. Van Winkle.
It's not me.
I'm looking at you right now, Mr. Van
Judge,
Winkle.
I don't see anything. All I see is a floating clock.
Boom, 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 ding. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, ding dong, bing, bong, 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 bong.
Oh.
Mr. Bailiff, please continue with your description of what looks like a beautiful judge.
It seems like you're about to describe it, Judge.
No, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me describing my voluptuous bottom.
It seems to be
Strike
you,
that
Judge.
from the record. Make him say it. Make him say it. Mr. Bailiff, please describe that.
It seems to be Judge Learned Hand's voluptuous
Mr.
bottom.
Bailiff, please go into excruciating detail so that future generations who are studying this case in law school can appreciate what it is that we're looking at.
Our honor...
Mr. Van Winkle!
What?
Please refrain from bonking the witness while his... Mr. Van Winkle! Mr. Van Winkle!
What?
Well,
Please!
You really made a stupid face when you got bonked.
Well, what else was I supposed to do? I just got... Mr. Van Winkle! How do you expect anyone in this jurisdiction to take me seriously when I make a silly face after getting bonked with a clock? Now, please, I need some respect, all right? This is a high position. I need people to take me seriously. Now, bailiff, please describe the image of me naked, laying down on my knees with my voluptuous ass in the air.
So this is the Honorable Judge Learned Hand on all fours, sticking out his
Giat for the Rizzler.
his gyat for the Rizzler.
Who said that?
Stenographer, Judge.
Okay, the stenographer, thank you.
Or is it another ghost?
I love when the stenographer suggests lines for me to say, because sometimes I get a little caught up in all the action.
I know what he's gonna say before he says it, Judge.
Mr. Van Winkle! Now, that may have been a very soft bonk, but it was a bonk nonetheless, Mr. Van Winkle. You're on thin ice. We've got some visual evidence here, and it's not that visual evidence. We're done with that. Thank you, bailiff. And please make sure to make copies of those and have them in my quarters so that I can examine them later after this trial.
Okay, is that an official
court
order?
That is official court order.
Pertaining
Now,
to the case?
it is crucial to the case. Now, Mr. Van Winkle, I can see you winding up, Mr. Van Winkle, and despite the fact that sort of spatially I'm directly in front of you, you gotta be careful.
Stop
it! You get that away from me! We've got some serious visual evidence to take a look at here on this TV. I will not have any of this silly nonsense in my courtroom. Now, please, Mr. Van Winkle, explain to us what we're looking at here.
That's my mother!
Okay, fine. And why did you submit that photograph or illustration of your mother?
It's the only one I have.
Okay, I mean, but like, how does it relate to your defense?
She'd sort of tell you that I didn't do it.
I see. Okay, so because your mother couldn't be here to testify, you're saying
here.
What?
Wait a minute.
Mommy!
We've got your mom, a free witness on the stand. Typically, I don't allow such a thing. Typically, this sort of thing costs $8, but it seems like we're in a very strange position. No. We can only do this so many times before it loses its luster. Mr. Van Winkle, take your clock out of my frame. Let's go ahead and talk to your mom.
Can you put that picture of me back up?
Yeah, hold on.
Mommy! Oh.
Let's go back and forth. Yep. Here we go.
Wow.
That's her, Judge.
Wow, look at that.
That's her. That's her.
Spitting image. No pun intended. Well, Mrs. Van Winkle, I assume, what is it that you'd like to add to the record?
It's Miss.
Okay, my apologies, Miss Van Winkle.
Mother doesn't talk a lot.
I'm noticing that now. Ms. Van Winkle, is there anything you'd like to say? Maybe something that could speak to the innocence of your son, Lawrence Van Winkle?
Bong 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 bong.
Mr. Van Winkle!
Yes?
I don't know how many times I have to warn you, but I have half a mind to hold you in contempt of court if you continue to bonk all of our witnesses and myself in this courtroom.
Thank you very much.
Why didn't you think it was a little bit fun?
Of course it was a little bit fun, but we're not here to have fun. We're here to have serious business. Thank you, Caboose, for the 10 gifted subs. That was really nice. Now, Mr. Van Winkle, we've got to go back to the firing range to shoot more people, so I'm going to wrap this up right now. I want to give you an opportunity to make your closing remarks, and then we're going to vote to determine whether or not you're guilty. So go ahead, Mr. Van Winkle. Say what you got to say.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I don't get to choose where I go. So, forgive me if I was a bit surprised to be pulled into court today. I disappeared into a fiery puff of smoke, okay, from a Costco. And then next thing I know, I come to in this courtroom. So how could I possibly have drawn erotic fan art, much less even known what this judge looks like?
And how do you explain the two beautiful pieces of erotic fan art that we saw on the stand just not moments ago?
I can't explain all the supernatural wonders of the universe, Judge.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me that those beautiful images displaying my supple derriere and voluptuous breasts just happened to appear here in this courtroom as if by magic. My beautiful, toned, firm buttocks and vivacious and scrumptious body displayed for all to see was just happenstance, kismet, if you will. Is that what you lead us to understand here today, Mr. Van Winkle?
Judge, I'm wondering if you yourself have a marker.
Do I have a marker?
It seems like you're awful fond of your derriere.
Oh no, please, I'm but a modest judge here to get to the truth. And if that truth happens to require me to acknowledge my beautiful, supple body, then I'll do that, but only for the sake of justice. Now, Mr. Van Winkle, this is unorthodox, but we've got a last-minute piece of visual evidence that we need to display here before our jurors vote as to your guilt. And then we're going to have that poll ready to go. But, Bailiff, are we ready to take a look at this visual evidence?
Just a few seconds, Judge.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Mr. Van Winkle, I'm going to direct your attention here to this television screen, and we're going to display what I assume is your last piece of evidence that you submitted as part of your defense. Something, your sort of grand finale, the missing piece of your defense that ties it all together. I'm looking forward to seeing how you explain this. Are we ready, Bailiff?
Yeah.
And what is happening here?
They're taking me to the big show in the sky. No more ghosts for me. Soon, I'll be everywhere. This head of hair, it'll be stars.
I see. So
do you get what I'm saying, Judge?
I think I do. You're saying that after you become a ghost, you can still die again, and that would be leaving your ghosthood into an ethereal realm that transcends even the afterlife, and that as part of your transition, even if you were to be found guilty of this crime, it'd sort of be meaningless because you would exist in an entirely alternate realm, a totally different reality.
Yes, that's right. I'm solved my last quest, Judge. And do you know what my last quest was?
What's that?
It was to help you find body acceptance.
Oh, wow. That's actually really beautiful.
And I've done that now, and that's why I have 3 weeks left to live, because I'm going up to the big show in the sky, now that you've learned to love yourself for your big bubbly butt that you have.
Mr. Van Winkle, I don't typically get emotional. I try to stay neutral during these, but even when you were bonking me not moments ago, I felt like you were brought into this courtroom for some greater purpose, and now I see what that is.
That's right, Mr. Judge. All that bonking, well, that was just to help you appreciate the extra cushion that you have on your little tushy.
And I felt that. And if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Van Winkle, before we let you pass on to the great unknown,
the big show in the sky.
The big show in the sky, can I get one more bonk for the road?
I thought you'd never ask.
Yay! Judge, this would have been a great button before we go to the next bit.
What's that?
We have a piece of written testimony.
Oh, we've got one more piece of written testimony here now.
And it's gonna really change the whole tone and thrust of the case.
What? Surely there's no piece of written testimony that could change my view of this beautiful, emotional, heartfelt finale of this trial, but let's go ahead and take a look at it anyway. This is submitted by Adonis IDK, who says, I think we discussed the bailiff's possible familial relation to the defendant. What?
I'm not related.
I think we discussed the bailiff's possible... Are you related to the defendant, bailiff?
I mean, distantly.
Actually, I'm here for one other reason. You're my grandson!
Wait, me or the bailiff?
The bailiff, I guess.
Whoa!
I know you've never quite known how to find yourself without knowing who your grandpa is. Now you do. It's Lawrence Van Winkle.
This is unlocking so much for me. Emotionally, physically, sexually, everything.
I can't wait.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go on a sexual rumspringa, Judge.
All right, this is getting really gross and weird, so we're going to go ahead and let you go, I guess, back into a free 3 weeks of haunting that ghost tour, and then good luck in the next life, whatever that may be, Lawrence.
I'm going to miss you all, but just know I'll be watching.
Farewell! Whoa! Wow! Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
The big show in the sky!
Let's go to the big show! No vote? Did we vote? No, we didn't vote on that one. We didn't vote on that one.
Innocent judge.
We definitely didn't vote.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Now we're voting.
All right, I guess retroactively, what do we think? Guilty?
Innocent judge.
If they're guilty, well, okay. Can we get that ghost back? We'll track him down. We'll call
Bill Murray and all them other guys. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, right. We'll get the Ghostbusters. We'll get Kristen Wiig. She was in the new one, right? Right? Am I misremembering that?
No, you got it.
Melissa McCarthy, was she one of them?
They probably like for us to forget they were in the movie.
I think it was Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon was for sure in there. She was in the mix.
Jones.
She was in the mix big time. All right, folks. Well, I don't know what time it is because our clock reset when the power went out, but I'm assuming we have plenty of time to head back to the firing range.
We have 10 minutes, which is exactly the right amount of time.
Perfect. We have 10 minutes, which is exactly the right amount of time to head back to the firing range. But thank you all for joining us here at the Now York Superior Court for your wonderful visual evidence. If you haven't already, join the Everything Now Show Discord. because there'll be more opportunities to submit images in future episodes of the Everything Now Show. And we're going to head on now, thanks to our very generous subscribers, Caboose and others, back to the firing range where you'll have an opportunity to shoot some people with a good old-fashioned handgun. We'll see you... Actually, we won't see you back here after the break because this will probably be the last thing that we do. Goodbye! Yep, that's good right there. Oh, hello. Hello, cadets. Jeez, thought I locked the door. Welcome back, cadets, to the firing range. If you're new here, this is a training facility where we train Now York's best and brightest boys in blue for a life out on the streets where they may face some serious moral quandaries. Yes, in just a moment, you're going to be faced with a training scenario where there will be two potential threats, one in the doorframe and one in the window. But only one of these potential threats will be a legitimate threat. The other will be an innocent bystander. And you will have to vote to decide which one should be shot and killed with a gun. We're going to start you off with a scenario that was actually, we found this in a Reddit thread. Yep, this one was actually written in a Reddit thread in the Now York Police Department Fan Club subreddit. So if the dialogue seems a little strange, that's probably why. But let's go ahead and start it off and see if you can identify the threat.
Hi, I'm a white woman on spring break.
I'm Tommy Top Hat. They call me that because of my top hat. And if you say it's a bowler hat, I'll beat your fucking head in.
I'm just looking for a good time. Get real drunk with my girls and throw up in the sea.
It's a top hat if I say it's a fucking top hat. Don't be fucking pedantic. I will kill you with a baseball bat.
Come on, boys. Let's hang out. Throw a ball back and forth.
If you are like, oh, but it looks kind of like a bowler hat, then your eyes are fucked up and you need to get fixed. Like permanently. Like fix your eyes, fix your heart, fix your soul, fix your whole deal.
I'm addicted to pills. Baby aspirin.
Wow, they didn't shoot me. That's crazy.
Great work, cadets. You correctly identified that the author of a Reddit post will always say the woman is the villain and the guy who's way too obsessed with weird hats is always the hero. So good job on that one. Correctly identified. The white lady on spring break was the threat there to your sort of like security, your sort of security as a white guy on Reddit. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do the next scenario. Now this scenario, this one was actually cooked up by some writers in Hollywood. Yep, the coastal elite. Now, typically we don't mess around with the coastal elite, but this one was actually a pretty compelling story. In fact, a lot of our cadets said, wow, that was actually sort of a beautiful narrative in this next scenario. And although that's not the point of the scenario, some of you cadets may get taken with this beautiful story. But don't let it distract you from identifying the threat. Here we go.
Hello! We are the crowned princes of Denmark.
And it's me, Boy Trolton from Homeschool Musical.
We will inherit the crown, but right now, we're 4 years old.
This is when I do my song.
We are ready to find a queen.
Get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. And go in the ball. Keep your head in the game. Doesn't matter if you don't have any friends. You keep your head in the game. Get your head in the game.
We have a deficiency.
Where's our milk?
Good job.
Great work, cadets. Now, a less experienced cadet might have thought, didn't those people say they were like 7-year-old children? Just small little children? Surely we shouldn't shoot them with a gun. But you correctly identified that no matter how old somebody is, if they make any sudden movements or really do anything that could make you feel in danger in any way, you have the full right to kill them with your gun. But folks, we've got, what do we say, maybe like 2 more scenarios? Yeah, we got like 2 more scenarios in us. This next one, this one was actually submitted to us by our sister precinct in Hungary. This one was actually submitted to us by our sister precinct in Hungary, and we actually used Google Translate to translate the scenario from Hungarian. So, you know, with Google Translate, sometimes things don't translate 100% accurately, but I think you'll be able to get the gist of this one, and I think it's a really valuable lesson. So get ready for a scenario that I guess happens a lot in Hungary. Here we go.
Hola, my name's Gary. I bought this vest so I could do my Bane impression. You want to hear it?
Vroom, vroom! I am Motorcycle Man! I go fast!
My pee-pee feels crazy, Slam. My pee-pee feels crazy. I can't feel my pee-pee. I was born with my pee-pee fucked up, and I can't feel my pee-pee.
I can feel my pee-pee! I can feel my pee-pee! As it vibrates on my motorcycle!
Ah, you merely adopted having a broken pee-pee. I was raised with my broken pee-pee, molded by it. My balls are weird looking too.
My pee-pee is my parent!
Okay. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for that one. Those crazy Hungarians. What'll they think up next? Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one last one. All right, this one I wrote, and I wrote this one when I was going through something of a dark time. Okay, I had just gotten some personal news that, well, let's just say that it took me to a dark place. But I like to use those feelings in a constructive way, and so I'll admit this scenario does have some personal, I guess, elements to my real life. But I think that it's important to use those feelings and my story to help train you cadets. So don't read too much into it. But here's one last scenario. This one is from my personal life. Here we go.
Hey, I'm Curtis. I hang out at the local gas station, and I'd love to take you on a little date if you want to hop in the back of my car.
You cannot come into the club, okay? Because you are too ugly.
Hey, Mama, I got you a big box of chocolates. Looking sweet.
You only think you can dance. Only your mother likes your dancing style. We do not like it here in the club.
I can dance. Look at how I dance, Mama.
You cannot dance. You cannot come into the club. You will never find love. You will never be worth anything. Your outfit is bad.
The club is wherever I'm at, girly.
I hate you and your stupid shoes.
I can move like a stick bug. Oh!
Wrong. Curtis was a beautiful man, okay? Alright, Curtis did nothing wrong. I know he seemed kind of cold and rude and dangerous on the outside, but on the inside he was a beautiful, beautiful man. A really complex, interesting man who didn't deserve to be shot with a gun, okay? Wrong. We're gonna do one more. Okay? Get serious, and thank you, Demi, for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. You're just in time for the very end of the show, but you've got a chance to do some real good here. If you're just joining us, this is the firing range, and you're gonna see two people. One's gonna appear in the door, one's gonna be in the window, and you're gonna have to identify which one is a legitimate threat and which one is just an innocent bystander. Okay? I'm not going to give any more context for this scenario. This one speaks for itself. I hope you make the right choice. If you do, you'll graduate into the Now York Police Force. Good luck. Don't click on a target. Click maps doesn't work.
It's me, Boy Trolton again with Homeschool Musical, and I got my sister here with me.
What's up? We're gonna sing our song from the musical.
Oh wait, this is the wrong one.
Wait, what?
Hold on.
We're doing start of something new, right?
Oh, we are? Okay.
What were you gonna do?
Breaking Free.
That makes more sense. Why did you? But then you said do start of something new. You said that's what we're gonna do.
Let's do Breaking Free.
Let's do Breaking Free. I'll look up the lyrics for that one.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Shut up.
Is this gonna get us DMCA?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Honestly, true.
We're soaring.
No, I'm the guy.
We both do the first part.
No. I'm a star in heaven that we can reach.
We're trying.
People are saying
So we're breaking free.
It's not letting me shoot the one on the left. Alright, scrap this. Let's do one last
know
one.
The world can see us in a way that's different than who we are. Creating spaces between us till we're separate hearts. But your faith, it gives me strength.
Alright, we've got one more. We've got one last one. Sorry I cut you off right before the big beautiful moment. Maybe keep singing off stage while we show this last scenario. Here we go. I don't know if this is gonna play. They're gonna be really small. Get closer to the camera. Yeah, get real close. This is gonna be a callback that none of the Raiders are gonna understand, but here we go.
I'm big butt Justin.
Folks, this is the Everything Now Show. We do the show 4 times a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Weekdays, the show happens from 7 to 9. Saturdays is from 6 to 8. Okay, make sure to follow and subscribe to this program here on Twitch in order to stay up to speed on all things Everything Now. And if you want the full Everything Now experience, you have to join the Discord, okay? All of the images used as evidence throughout this past evening, those were images submitted to the Discord. And folks, if you join us from the raid, and you want to see more of what you're like, what the fuck was that? What did we just watch? What the hell? What's going on? If you watch the show on Saturday, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Now I get it.
That's right. Demi, thank you so much for the raid. If you just came in here from Demi's show, like Grant said, you're going to want to come on back here on Saturday night for a brand new episode. But thanks for the raid and welcome in. You're also going to want to follow our secondary channel right here, the Hangout channel. That's where we do gaming and other stuff like that. If you type !Hangout, there will be a link in the chat and you can just follow it right from there. And follow us on all these other social accounts too, because we're posting behind the scenes videos from the episodes. Like tonight, did we take any BTS tonight?
I got a couple pics.
Nice. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, a little behind the scenes sneak peek, go ahead and follow us on the Instagram and follow us on these other social platforms too for extra content. And like Grant said, you got to join the Discord, folks, so that you can submit images for us to use on the show.
Yeah. Should we bring out the guests?
Bring out the guests.
Come on out, folks.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Doody doody doody.
Do bonk 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 bonk.
Thanks for having us, Everything Now. We love this channel.
Elizabeth, Sam, Julia.
Yes?
Would you like to tell the folks at home how they can find your work, where they can find you, anything you might have coming up that you want to plug?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram.
Yeah, you can find us there.
I'm at Sam Walt Jones.
I'm at Jules B2.
And I'm at It's Your Manager.
And you can actually watch us all on YouTube at Survivor Island of Idiots Season 2. It's streaming fully online, and these were actually the top 2 of the season.
Whoa!
It's a full parody of Survivor, and it's with character performers, and it's on my YouTube channel, Sam Walt Jones. Check it out. Every single episode's up there, and yeah, there are celebrity guests, as well as people that were actually on Survivor.
And folks, if you're on the Everything Now Show Discord, in chat, we will post a link to the first episode.
I'm posting it in the chat right now, too.
Oh, we're posting
it in chat. Awesome.
Of Season 2, right?
This is Season 2, yes. This is Season 2 premiere at the Elysian Theater with Nori Reed and Hayden Johnson.
Whoa! Hayden Johnson.
And we know you want to hear the rest of the song, so we're gonna finally drop it. The strength to believe.
We're breaking free, soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. When we're flying, we're breaking free. We're breaking free.
Oh, she dummy thick.
Connected by the feeling, ooh, in our very soul.
Yeah! Red wine goes through my head.
Say hi to Uncle Joe for us. Bye, everyone.
Forget that
Good night. Get home safe.